Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the MANEATER podcast. My name is MJ Gray, and I'm joined today by my friend, Kimberly. How are you?
I'm so well.
Kimberly,
the world is on fire, but we're here and we're not on
we're
fire.
like pretending that it's not.
Yeah.
Like this episode, there's a lot going on. I don't know when this is going to air, but we're going to like pretend that the world is not on fire. That's the most interesting thing.
Exactly.
Interesting is maybe not the right word, but it's definitely hard to look away from.
Exactly.
It's burning.
Exactly. It is.
It's burning.
It is.
To the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's great. But we're here and we're in New York and we're very happy to be here. Kimberly is the host of the podcast Rich Little Broke Girls. And she is also a content creator. I think you make content like I do, where it's kind of like big sister content. Would you agree with that?
It's for the girls. It's
for the girls. You are such an intelligent person and you're my real life friend, and like I learned so much from you, and I really, really admire you as a person. So I'm really excited.
Thank you.
To talk to you.
I admire you. I learn so much from you. I think you're the best at universal truths, right? Those hard hitting truths that we all try to ignore, and you kind of like shake the girls, but you're also silly and goofy as well.
Yeah.
You're not like too serious.
Yeah, I ride the line. I'm either way on the one spectrum or the other.
Exactly. So I love it.
I love that you are how I would see you're very action oriented. You know what I mean? Like you get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I kind of struggle. Where I'm like, I have all these ideas and like, the execution is where I struggle. But like you are such a good executor.
It is so hard. It is so hard. And funny that you say that. I have been like beating myself down with a bat, and I'm like, Kim, you have all these ideas and you just need to focus and you just need to attack one at a time. And I see other people who seem to be executing brilliantly, and I'm always like kind of comparing myself. I'm like, this person was able to get that done. You can do it. Look at what they did. You can do it. And I think there's like a balance between being motivated by seeing people get it done, but also taking the time to figure out your process and also understanding, why am I not getting it done? Mm-hmm. Like, what is that block? What is stopping me from getting it done? Because it's not just about saying you're going to do it. It's like, you got to figure out how you can actually do the damn thing.
Do you think the damn thing's very different than thinking about it?
Oh, 100%.
You have to be in it for the long. Like you have to if you're even going to embark on something, you have to see what you want it to look like 50 episodes in, and like be like, okay, I want to ride this thing to the end. Because like the newness of things and like just starting something is its own thing, but actually seeing it through, and it's like in perpetuity is like
different.
A totally different thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to look different than the way that you think it's going to look at the end of it.
What's wild is that some people are able to just take the first step without seeing the staircase. I myself am an overthinker. I'm a processor, and I have to envision the full staircase before I take the first step. So anytime that I'm procrastinating, anytime that I'm saying I'm wanting to do something but I'm not doing it, it's honestly because I'm overwhelmed. It's honestly because I haven't taken the time to say, okay, this is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And once I can see the full staircase, I can take the first step. Mm-hmm. But oh my God, I envy those that can just like get into it, figure it out, be messy. Like, let me put out this episode. I'm going to call it, man-eater today. Tomorrow it's female eater. You know what I mean?
And that's kind of me. Well, the thing is with me is like, if I think about it, if I try to see the staircase for too long, I am going to be stuck on that fucking staircase, and I'm just going to be paralyzed by, making sure the staircase is perfect. So I'm someone who has to like jump in. I just have to do it. Yeah. Like Nike's slogan, just do it. Yeah. That is how I live so many things in my life. I'm like, just do it. And you can't anticipate all the ways that something can go wrong. So don't try. Like just jump, like do what you can, but like, I give myself a certain amount of time to deliberate and to like get the information I need. Yeah. And then that's it.
Same. It's like even if it's just like 5 minutes before you start or an hour at the top of the week before you get your week started, I think it's just very important for me personally to know what my process is, to understand what it is that I have to get done. And then during the week, it's all about execution. Yeah. Like we have to get out of our heads and into our body and just doing the damn thing. Because like you said, it's like you'll just think and you'll overthink and then you'll think about that and then you'll think about that. And it's like, no more thinking. Just do the first thing on your to-do list. Just do that first.
To-do list helped me so much.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And it seems so stupid, but like when I actually keep a to-do list, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is how like to actually get things done and not go crazy. crazy.
Yeah. I have a tiny little red leather notebook. It's like this small. And oh my God, I write everything down. Like the night before, I'll write the next day. So let's say I write Saturday and I'll write just everything that I need to get done. And then I just cross it off. And then for the next day, anything that I didn't get done, I move it over. And then I just keep moving things over and I just keep making those lists just so that I know whenever I wake up the next day, like, girl, this is what you need to do. So there's no ruminating. There's no, what do I procrastinate? Girl, just do the first thing on the list. It's just about execution.
And that momentum, like just
God.
even having like basic things on your to-do list, that momentum of productivity gets you into the other things that you need to do that may be more of like spur of the moment or abstract.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How many times have you started working on something and then all of a sudden you're inspired? It's almost like before you got started, you were like dreading it. And then when you were in the act of doing the thing, like the energy just flows and you're like, oh my God, I have energy. Like I want to be working right now. Like this is actually, you know, enjoyable, or I feel good doing this. Like you only get that from doing. You don't get that from
the flow state.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I will, and I have a bad habit of making things like way more complicated or like daunting in my head.
Yeah.
Like even doing these podcast episodes, I'm like freaking out, and I have to remind myself, because I've done this so many times with like, you know, just taking on things like this where I'm like, you're gonna do it and you're going to feel silly for how daunting it was for you.
Yeah.
Like filming YouTube videos, I'm like, guess what? If it doesn't work out, don't air it. Like just do it. Like, you know, and then you do it and you're like, oh, this is like not a big deal. Like there's so many things that I would put off doing because they were so daunting to me for whatever reason. And then I do them and I'm like, this was not a big deal.
I know.
Just do it, Nike.
I know. You know what it is? It's a fear of failure. It's a fear of making a mistake. It's a fear of making a fool out of yourself. It's a fear of someone saying no to your ask. It's like we're so afraid to be rejected that we don't even do the thing. And so for me, I just have to remind myself, like, be audacious. Like, act like a fucking white man. Like, sorry, not sorry.
No,
act like a white man. Be audacious. Be bold. Just do the damn thing. And don't give yourself the no for other people, right? Like send the email, make the ask, make the request, just put it out there and see what happens. But like this idea that we are going to absolve ourselves of rejection, it's just not going to happen, babe. Like you're going to get rejection's a part of life.
And there's never a point where you're going to be so successful that you're not going to get rejected.
Exactly.
Or you're not going to make mistakes or things aren't going to like, I think that the trait that the most successful people have is like they can take setbacks, like they just eat them up.
They eat them for
it's
lunch.
Not like they don't experience them, they eat them up.
They're like,
what's
fuck
next,
yeah,
what's next?
let's go.
He
said no, I'm gonna go around him, get the next
one. They
one.
kind of get off on it, honestly. They get off on like challenges and like they get off on challenging people and being like, the answer is no, that's not gonna work. The answer is going to be yes. And this is how it's going to happen. Like that is how they work.
Yeah. You know, vengeance is like one of the most powerful motivators. And
really?
So, yes. And so when people tell you you can't do something, the people that are going to do the damn thing, they take that. They're like, fuck you for saying that I couldn't do that. Watch me. Like, I'm going to do the damn thing.
Yeah, I'm very motivated by spite. I don't know if I'm vengeful, but I'm very motivated by spite.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we could call it spite. We could call it insecurity. I mean, clearly you're insecure that they said no to you. Whatever the case may be. But I think this idea of proving people wrong can get you far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like we all experience that, right? We all experience the rejection. We all experience the insecurity. So why not just take it and use it as fuel as opposed to sulking, self-loathing, you know, like really treating it like a setback? No, like let it be fuel to get you where you want to go.
Exactly. And what I really was excited to talk to you about today was like you're 28?
Yeah.
Okay, so
28.
you're in your late 20s. I just turned 30. So I'm excited to hear your perspective and maybe how even on that subject, how things have changed for you in your early 20s versus, you know, being 28. Because from my experience, like I love getting older.
Yeah,
like
100%.
You cannot pay me to go back to my early 20s. And I just want the girls to know, like, your 20s is the trenches and it just gets better and better from my perspective. But like, how have you noticed like things like that changing from when you were in your early 20s to like where you are now?
Oh my God. you could not pay me, to your point, to go back.
No.
I don't even want to go back to last week. I don't want to
No.
go back to last month. I don't want to go back to last year. God forbid I go back to being 22. I was such a dumb bitch. Like, I was so stupid. And like, hindsight is 2020, and I'm so proud and happy that I am where I am right now in this moment. But I mean, as it pertains to, oh my God, dating, as it pertains to career, as it pertains to friendship, I just was so naive. And also, I didn't realize that in my early 20s, that time was for me to figure out what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when you're in your early 20s, you think everything is so permanent, right? So this job, well, if I don't like this job, then like my life is over. Oh my God, if he doesn't text me back, then like this is over. He's supposed to be my husband. Babe, you are 22, 21, 23. He's probably not your husband, and your bestie is probably not your bridesmaid. Like, she's probably not the godmother of your kids. Like, it's okay to go through trials and tribulations and challenges and friendship breakups and all the things. Like, it is okay. This is your season to fuck up. This is your season to say, you know what, actually, I don't like you. And this is what I don't like about you. And I never want to have someone like you in my life again. And then you move forward from that. But everything just feels so much bigger than it is. When in reality, it's just a lesson. When in reality, you're just refining your taste and understanding, what do I like? What do I not like? Okay, don't like that crowd. Let me go around them. Don't like that kind of guy. Let me go around it. Hate this fucking job, never gonna do this again. And it's like, just keep trying and trying new things. And like I say, you have to live your life with like a black Amex, and every day you just swipe, 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 swipe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just do the damn thing. Just try a bunch of different experiences.
I totally agree.
people.
Do you think that like it's especially like that in your early 20s, or do you feel like there is still a sense of that at 28 where you're still like, I'm still like trying things? Or do you feel like, okay, I feel like when you at 30, I know enough, there have been enough constants in my life. Like I've been an adult for 12 years. So the things that I liked when I was 16, I'm 30. Like I like that shit. You know what I mean? Like that's worth leaning into. But I still feel like there's like a foundation that I'm building, and I still am kind of like exploring new things, but certainly not to the extent of like being 22. I felt like 22 feels like you're an actual child.
Oh, you are an actual child.
You are an actual child.
And we still are actual children. Like, period. I'm so sorry. I don't think you're an adult until you're 65.
No, agree.
And you retire.
I don't think you're old until you're like 75.
Yeah.
Like otherwise you're young to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Unless you're like, unless if you died, people would be like, well, you know, they lived a long life. You're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think my friend Horace Gold says,
I love him.
Why is it every single time somebody dies, they could be 40 years old and people are like, oh my God, they were so young. They could be 50 and they'd be like, oh my God, she was so young. But when we're alive, we think we're so old. It's only in death that you realize how young you are.
That's such a good observation.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that is so true. Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I feel like even just in my later 20s, I think right now specifically, for me, I'm more so working through my limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Right? So I know what I like to do, and I'm always exploring. I'm always trying new things. Like, I do not put myself in a box. But more so, I am now trying to make sure that I can do all the things and that I'm not limiting myself to what I'm able to try, to the spaces I'm able to occupy, to the books I'm allowed to read, to the people I'm allowed to spend time with. You know what I mean? And so I'm just trying to figure out, you know, the ways in which I'm holding myself back, because there's so much that I want to do, but there's always that voice in your head that says, that's not for you. Nope, that's not going to work out. And I'm like trying to silence that voice as much as I possibly can. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, I can definitely relate.
Yeah.
And I think it's also like as you grow in your career, something that I've noticed, like I'm putting myself in environments that I've never been in before.
Yeah.
And so that's like, and the more that you advance in your career, the more you're like, Oh my God. Like there are all these different things and it just becomes, but it's like exciting because it's like you've built this foundation. I think in your 20s, you like build this foundation of like, what do I actually like? And then, you know, as you get older, you're like, okay, this is what I actually like. This is worth fighting through those moments of uncertainty or discomfort or like not being super self-assured because I've liked this for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's worth it for me to push forward, even though I'm super scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of this is so new.
Yeah.
But I think if you're constantly evolving and challenging yourself, like that's how that's going to look.
Mm-hmm. I think something else that I'm doing now in my later 20s is I'm trying to figure out like when am I my best self, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what rituals, what routines am I, you know, working through or doing on a daily basis that's going to put me in my best headspace? Because for me, I understand that I live up here. I live in my head, unfortunately. And so I need to make sure that I am in the best headspace so that I can just be, you know, my best self. And I even hate the term my best self, but my most comfortable self, right? Someone that is confident, someone that believes in herself, someone that is going to own her day, like not to be so goddamn cliche, but like what are the things that I need to do so that I can feel good about myself?
Right.
And so for me, it's like, okay, Kim, well, we can't drink, you know, hard liquor anymore. Now we only drink, you know, white wine.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's like 2 glasses max. Okay, amazing. If I get invited to some event, I need to make sure that I have a +1 because now I understand that the amount of energy that it takes to be the only person in the room and not to have someone with you if you can avoid it, like that just drains my energy and I'm not my best self in a room where I don't at least have a +1, where I don't at least know one person. So like if I can avoid that, I absolutely will. Okay, Kim, what makes you your most focused version of yourself? I have a focused checklist and I go through, I'm like, okay, is this playing? Is my space clean? Do I have my to-do list? You know what I mean? Is Opal on? Am I locked out of social media? Like I am really trying to create rituals and routines that allow me to just be my best self and just to understand like when do I feel my best and also like when do I not feel my best? Like, what am I doing when I feel like shit? What am I doing when, you know, I want to close the blinds? I don't want to talk to anybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, maybe we don't stalk people anymore. Maybe you don't do shit like that you were doing in your early 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the stalking people part.
It's crazy.
No, even just, so you use Opal. Opal is an app where you can limit your screen time on different social media apps or whatever apps you'd like. I use it too.
It's amazing.
What's your
changer.
what's your restriction?
Oh my God. So so Opal basically has different levels, right? And so they have like a deep focus and that's the only setting, that's the only level that I use because deep focus locks you out. Like once you turn deep focus on,
you're out.
Like there's absolutely nothing you can do.
You have to delete the app.
You can't even delete the app because now it's changed the settings where you can't delete any app when Opal is on. So I love it. And so what's nice about Opal, though, is that you can customize what apps you're locked out of. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it's like all of the social media platforms I'm absolutely locked out of. It also gets rid of private browsing. It gets rid of like everything. Mm-hmm. Like you will not be distracted. You need to focus. And I love it. And so I have automatic settings throughout the day. So I have one that goes on from 8 to 8:45. And then I have another session that goes on from 12 to 3. And then I have another session that goes on from like 8 p.m., I think, to like 12 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just have it automatically turn out through the day just so that if there is a moment where I'm doom scrolling, mm-hmm. Opal will like knock me out of it. And I get my day back and I'm back into my own reality. And I'm like, oh, wait, Kim, like you have shit to do. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's hard to, because with me, with a lot of my content, I feel like it is reliant on what is happening in the world.
Okay.
And so like if, let's say there's some horrible accident.
Yeah.
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 And it's breaking news and it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I would be so scared to be locked out of my phone. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I have to make content around stuff like that. But you don't feel that way. You don't feel like Or
No.
when I feel like especially inspired, I just pull my phone out and I film.
Yeah, well, I don't film on any social media platform. I film on my phone camera.
Okay.
I also like to, at least now in my life, when I was like building up my platform, it was very much on the fly. If I have a thought, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
That I've learned is dangerous. We don't do that anymore. We think before we speak. We think before we speak.
I don't have an issue with anything you ever said.
And so now for me, it's like I plan when I'm gonna like say something, I plan when I'm gonna film. And also I've moved away from like reactionary content. It's just like, it's not for me personally, unless, hey, also, like, even if you want to say, even if, let's say something happens and you want to make a reaction, it doesn't have to be done immediately. It doesn't have to be done like right when it happens. Like, it's okay.
It's better for the algorithm.
You'll be okay if you wait 3 hours.
It's better for the views, though. It's better for the views.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wild.
if something happened 10 minutes ago.
Do it now.
And no one's talking about it
you're
yet.
Right. Yeah.
Then people figure it out. They're going to go search to see, I need my favorite TikToker who knows nothing, that has no degree in journalism, to tell me what's going on.
You're the one.
I'll be there, bitch.
I'm just like, and reporting live from my castle in
the
Beverly
thing.
Hills.
I have no information, but I do know that something happened, guys. And I don't know the details, but it happened for sure.
So go look and figure out the details.
Go find an actual journalist.
Exactly.
But I'm the one instructing you to go find an actual journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. MJ Parnas.
Oh my God. literally.
But yeah, so it is better for that. But I think these are just things that I say to justify having, like, my screen time's definitely gone down because
good.
I've gotten a life.
Good.
So that's good.
Great.
Yeah, I'm happy for myself about
What does
that.
your life entail outside of social media? Because every time I open my app, any app, TikTok, Instagram, what, you're there. So MJ's like little circle is always the first one there. You are chronically online. I'm calling you out. You're chronically online. And so I'm curious, what does your life look like outside of online? Because I also know that MJ has a full life outside of everything that she posts online. Like, we don't even see the half of it.
Not even.
So I'm just curious what is happening outside of the 12 hours you're online.
Well, I think the thing is about the stuff that I make too is it requires very little effort, which is not, it's not
because you're good. It's because you're good.
Well, I appreciate that. But like I told you before, if I post a video that is 1 minute and 9 seconds long, it took me 1 minute and 9 seconds to make and it goes out into the world. So like it does seem like chronic line, but I don't put, like, even with my stories on like Instagram or whatever, it's literally like boom, it's on. Like, I even do think, well, I'm getting better about not doing things in real time.
Okay.
Because I would literally just be like, guess where I'm at?
No.
I'm right here.
Nope, we don't do that. Absolutely not.
And I'm not doing that anymore. But so I think that's why. But like, what life have I gotten? It's a mystery. I'm the kind of person who's like, nothing about me, but all I do is share my every thought online every second of the day.
But you know nothing about me.
You don't know anything
everything
about me.
about my thoughts and ideas, but you know absolutely nothing about my personal life.
Yeah, and I like to keep it that way because
100%.
Like, the big reason why is, I would love to tell everyone everything about me. I have no shame, but unfortunately it implicates other people.
I'm sure.
So I have to respect people's privacy.
Yeah.
And my relationship with them and not share every detail of my life. I would love to.
You're like, but I'm not going to. So sorry.
But I have enough decency not to.
Yeah.
I'll allude to it.
Yeah.
I'll allude to it.
Yeah.
But I will not directly say it because I have to respect.
I love that.
People's privacy.
How do you deal, now that you're in your 30s, how do you deal with the constant noise? How do you deal with like judgment? How do you deal with people having opinions about you? Because I think so many of the girls, like, they would be damned if anyone ever expressed any level of critique, any level of negativity, any level of an opinion towards them. They would melt. They would die.
Right.
They would literally be hyperventilating, like
Right.
ER right
Right.
now, put something in my veins. Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
But you are Iron Man, Iron Woman. And I just like, so what, how does that work?
Wow, that's so nice of you to say because I definitely have myself a little cry. But I'm very sensitive.
Okay.
And I think that people see me as being like this really like strong Iron Man person.
Yeah, we do.
But I had to build that in
Okay.
order to protect this little nuke at center, like this little sensitive person that I am.
Yeah.
I had to build that like, I'll fucking fight you kind of like,
Yeah.
aura around me. But I think one of the beautiful things about getting older is you do stop giving a fuck.
Okay.
Because like what bothered me 5 years ago, couldn't tell you.
Okay.
No idea.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and you just learn that with time, like you just stop giving a fuck and people just forget about shit. And it's hard to care. But it's not that I don't, but whenever something bothers me or gets under my skin or someone's mean to me or I'm getting hate online or whatever, to me, it's like a mirror being held up. It's like, okay, what is this disturbing in you? Because at the end of the day, these people don't know me.
Yeah.
And I like who I am. I have friends who like who I am. I know I know who I am. So there's really not anything anyone can say about, like, tell to me. But there's still a part of me that it bothers. So that's when I kind of like go in and I'm like, what's going on in here?
Yes.
What do we need to do? We need like more tools. And that's why it's such a positive. Like whenever I get like a setback or hate online or whatever, I'm always like, okay, cool. This is like, you need this.
I could
to
not
see.
Agree more.
Absolutely.
I think that it's so important actually to step in shit so that you can avoid it moving forward. And anytime that I have ever stepped in shit, while it sucks in the moment, you're like, damn, like, well, I didn't mean it like that, but I mean, I guess, like, kill me now.
Because you got through similar things. I think we've had like a similar.
Yeah. People have opinions.
People
have their opinions. I have opinions too.
Yeah.
And so I think for me as well, it was like a moment of like reflection.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what can you do to never end up in this situation again? And for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to create more space between what I'm thinking and what I'm putting out into the world. I am not anymore, but I used to be such an impulsive person where if I thought it, I was going to do it. If I thought about it, I'm like, yep, let's go. And that was causing so much like havoc in my life. It was getting me in so much trouble. And so that's one of the things that I learned. And I'm like, okay, if you want this to be sustainable, if you want to keep doing what you're doing and you love doing this, then you need to create some distance. It cannot just be like thought out of my mouth, right? And you also really need to consider, really listen to what you're saying and consider, is this going to somehow, be a dog whistle for something? And so I've changed in that way of like, obviously neither of our intentions are ever to, upset anybody, but how people are, they're so sensitive.
That's kind of my takeaways. I was like, I know who I am. I know what my intentions are. And there are times when you misspeak or you're not thinking before you speak and it's like, oh shit, okay, in hindsight, like, yeah. But I kind of had to approach it from the angle of like, I need to what people's opinions about me are none of my business.
None.
I can go around trying not to step in shit all the time, but if you're insistent on throwing things at, like, then that's
like committed to misunderstanding.
If you're committed to misunderstanding me, I can't
internalize
internalize that because that's going to silence me.
Exactly.
So all I can do is express myself to the most authentic degree, highest degree, have good intentions, and if it's objectively like, hey, it's objectively like, hey, and I will take accountability for that. But I cannot be responsible for the way that you interpreted my words.
Exactly.
That's your If I didn't blatantly say that, then that was your interpretation of it.
Exactly.
And that's not my responsibility.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. And I love what you said about, if you keep running around trying not to step on shit, like, you're going to silence yourself. Like, that is how you shut up. That's how you stop doing what you love to do. And I agree with that. I think there's like a balance between being cautious and also just being yourself and doing what you love to do. I think for me, something that I've learned just like watching people just dogpile is I have so much empathy for when that happens. And
Oh my God, yes.
every week it's somebody new.
So yes, it is someone new every week.
Someone new every week.
And that's where it's kind of like, okay, you guys are, the internet has become such a, what's it called? The little courtyards where people would get stoned. Doesn't matter. That's what that's what it's become. And so it's like, okay, if it's not me, it's going to be someone else. So it's just par for the course. At this point, I'm like, okay, this is a skill that I need to develop, because as long as I'm being authentic and I'm sharing who I am online, this is going to happen. There's nothing that I can do that's going to avoid that. And not everyone can handle that. And that's why there's not a lot of competition in this field, frankly, because that shit's going to take a lot of people out. That is heavy. I've never experienced anything like it in my life.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's crazy.
It is, you can't understand it. You can't have empathy for it until you experienced it personally. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy
and yours
shit.
was taken so far out of context.
It was.
Yours was like sky is blue. Oh my God, she's saying that people need to end their lives. Like it was I saw that. In fact, I saw it and I didn't even watch it because I was just like it wasn't until
it flew under the radar for a week. People were like, love this queen. So right, queen. I've made that video in a different iteration 20,000 times.
No, it's 20,000.
I've said that 1,000 times.
It's wild.
So for whatever reason, that video, a week after it was posted, people started stitching it.
Yeah.
One girl stitched it. She stitched it like 3 times, and every time the video didn't perform, she would take it down.
Yep.
I got tired of seeing her stitch me, so I blocked her because I'm like, all right, girl, do what you got to do. And then she makes it be like, MJ blocked me because I called her out. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they I basically called my haters bum bitches, which I stand by. And I said that the girls who follow me, you know what I mean? Like, are women who are doing shit with their lives. And I stand by that. So, and the way I delivered it was very much in jest, very not supposed to be taken seriously. And the way that this girl spun it, this other white woman spun it into me potentially saying something racist. It was it was wild, bro.
It was insane.
And then people, they see that they can get views off of it.
Because they're saying your name, because they're talking about you. Because if they talk about themselves, no one's paying attention.
And these views pay bills, man.
Oh, 100%.
So it's kind of like, okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
And actually, to your point, I don't think people understand how fake and manufactured online outrage is.
Yeah.
People are creating content around outrage so that they can have clicks and views and they can get more followers.
And it's going to have real life implications on our psyches.
And it's not about the fact that they are, vehemently disagree with what you said. It's just they're going to craft an argument and put it out in the ether in the hopes to get clicks and views. I made a video recently and someone stitched it. Someone that followed me stitched it and tried to attach it to some other concept that was had nothing to do with what I said. And I send them a message and I'm just like, I honestly do not appreciate you using my video to, create this type of discourse. That has absolutely nothing to do with me and absolutely nothing to do with the video that I made. So I do not appreciate this. And they sent me a message back, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just did da-da-da-da. Do not use me to platform yourself in that way. Because I just don't appreciate it, especially if it has absolutely nothing to do with me. I've been there, I've done that. Do not drag me into this. And you just see that people do it just to get likes and views. And they ended up deleting the video because they got 2 views.
Yeah, girl. It's
wild, wild west.
I have more that I could say, but I'm I don't even want to get into it. But I've had people go online and make up blatant lies about me, and I'm and people just believe it.
Yeah, they
people
do.
Are oh, I always knew she was like that. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to go on and
Yeah.
My manager told me, never punch down.
No.
Never punch down. So it's like if it's that kind of, it's like, okay, everyone's got to eat. That's what you got to do. But it's just crazy. It's crazy to see the way that people will like just straight up lie. It's given me empathy for like tabloids.
Oh my
like
God,
the
yes.
tabloids in the 2000s.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was raised on this kind of like culture of lies.
Yeah, and it's all lies. And I think about it all the time. I'm like, the amount of headlines that we read that are not true, but once it's put out into the world, people believe it as truth. And like, you can say whatever, you can do whatever, you want to get clicks. Like, this is an economy. This is how people pay their bills. You know what I mean? So like, if I can say something with this person's name and get clicks and views, then I can get ad spend, I can get ad rev, and I can pay my bills and I can pay my employees. You know what I mean? And I can survive. And so I have so much empathy for headlines, for tabloids, for all of
Famous
that because
people.
oh my God. And not even just celebrities, just people in the public domain, period. You know what I mean? From executives to, you know, speakers to, you know, athletes to, there's just anybody that is in the public, anyone that's in the public domain that has an audience that could drive ad revenue, like, you're free game. Like, we're coming for you. You step out of line, we'll lie on your name.
Is that your goal to be like a household name or like a huge public figure?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. My goal is really to create a life in which I can step into the world that I've built. I can step into, you know, whether it's a book that I wrote and I can, you know, talk about it, or, you know, it's a business that I'm building and I can go out and talk about it, because I do recognize that I am a powerful storyteller and that my voice is very powerful. So any way that I can use my voice is going to be the most important thing for me, whether it's through charity, philanthropy, whether it's through business, whether it's, of course, always supporting women. I would love to be able to step into that, but also ultimately, like, I want my personal life to remain my personal life, right? Private aspects of my life to remain private aspects of my life. I want to be able to step into it and step out of it, but I don't ever want to be the sole product. And I realize that, you know, now I'm only in my 20s and life is long. So while this is the way that you get to build your audience, which is incredible, and I love having FaceTime with my audience, like, I love it. It is parasocial, but like, they see you and they get you and they understand you. And like, I love my girls. I have a
very parasocial relationship with my people.
I love them.
No,
like, we're in love with each other. It's wild.
There are times when I'm like, I'm telling you something that I wouldn't tell, like, my close. I don't. It just gets weird to be so like, because they really do know you so well and they've been along with the whole journey of it and they're so like invested in it that it's like, you know, I just appreciate that.
Yeah. And like, when you get to meet them in public, oh my God, or like if they come up to you and they're like, oh my God, they're always the nicest human beings. And it gives me so much faith and hope in humanity. And also I think it's a reflection of, you know, the community that, you know, we're building on the internet, right? Like, these are great women. These are great people that like deeply care, and they care about you. They care about themselves. And so that is honestly, I think that is the best part of what we
100%.
do, is the people that we get to connect with. It's 100%. Incredible.
I truly believe I would have decided, because like, I started making content when I was newly sober, and I had no community. I had no friendships. Like, I lost all of that. And a big reason why I feel like I was able to stay afloat is because I developed this audience, this community of women online who like really saw me.
Yeah.
You know, and even though they're all over the world, it's like, you'd be surprised. Like, we're not as unique and special as we think we are. Like, there are women out there who agree with me on like, and who live a similar lifestyle, whatever, who've like gone through similar things.
Yeah.
So closely that it's hard for me not to be like, that's my girl.
That's my girl.
Even though I've never met her, like, that's my girl.
But like we are locked in.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know.
And then when I meet them in real life, like, I always tell my followers, if you see me in person, always say hi.
Yeah.
Because like, I work for you. Like, and I truly believe that. I'm like, I want to meet you. I'm a fan of yours. Like, I want you to say hi to me, because it's just like, it's this community that of people who are so like-minded that it's like incredible. And that's the beauty of the internet, even though there's like
so much going on.
A lot of downside, a lot of, potential repercussions that we probably won't see until 20, 30, 40 years down the line if we make it that far. There's a lot. Like, I've met you through TikTok. I met every close person in my life through TikTok.
Through the internet. Yeah. No, it's
which
incredible.
Is crazy. But like I did kind of like scrap my whole life when I started making
because
content.
For you were like, actually, I'm sober now, so actually I can't hang out with you guys.
Actually, my whole life was a lie. So I'm gonna like actually try to be sober and like actually myself and like not try to fit into this party girl mold that never suited me, but I just like clinged on to for so long. And
how old were you when you chose to be sober?
27.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So 3 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
In November.
That's insane.
Thanks.
Wow.
It is insane.
It is.
It is insane. Like,
because 27 to me sounds like, oh wow, that was yesterday. But it wasn't.
Doesn't feel like it.
But it wasn't because it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So what was the tipping point, the turning point?
It got to a point where I was like, okay, either because I was bad. I don't think that most people, certainly no one in my life understands how bad it was, but even people at my life at the time, I think they were kind of like, we don't love it. But
yeah,
I was like, but I'm so much fun. And they were like, you're fun sometimes.
Oh,
for
really?
sure. Like, you are fun sometimes. And then sometimes it's like really weird and scary and sad, but you are fun sometimes. So maybe it's okay. And I'm like, oh, it's totally fine. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. And I think the worst of it, I kept to myself because I knew that if anyone in my life knew how bad it was, they would be like, you can't do this anymore.
Okay.
So I would be like, okay, well, I can't. It's like being in an abusive relationship. Like, you can't tell people that you're in an abusive relationship because then they're going to be like, you need to leave. And you're going to be like, I'm not ready to leave.
Oh, interesting.
And it got to a point where, like, I had to make a decision where I was like, okay, I either continue. In my head, I was like, I can continue to drink and I can still be successful, and I'll just be like one of those like artists that are like a mess, but like they figure it out anyway, and like it'll work like that. And then you get older, you get to 27 years old, and you're like, okay, the choices have become very binary. Either I continue to drink, and I, at the very least, never meet my full potential, or at the worst, I die very young.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit.
Oh, it was bad?
It was like, it was getting...
And was it just drinking, or because you're in LA, was it like the full gamut? LA has such like an underbelly, there's afters, there's all these things.
Yeah.
Was it you were just like in it, or was it just like drinking?
I was drinking, and then I would do coke occasionally for fun. Like, I never bought it, but I would be like in the club, and if it was there, I would do it. And then... And I have a heart condition, so that's not smart.
Oh, my God.
Last time I did coke, I was like, you're super dumb. Like, I was so scared I was going to have something bad was going to happen in my heart. And just, I would do stuff like that. So that's what I mean when I say, like, die young part. I'm like, I would do stupid shit like that just to chase a high. And it was like, oh, this is getting a little murky. And I was also a pothead.
Oh, wow.
Like, a pothead.
Yeah. So you were like you were in it.
Yeah.
Not like crazy in it, but in it. I think also.
I was a euphoria character.
Very euphoria.
Yeah.
As you get older, you realize how accessible these things are, right? Like you said, you never purchased drugs, but they were offered to you, and you could make a decision whether you wanted to take them or not. And I think that if you don't have the wherewithal to understand what this can do to your life, then it will do the worst to your life. And I think something that I have seen is just so many people are addicted. So many people are addicted to these drugs, and it's constant and it's everywhere and it's all the time. And it scares me, honestly. And I think, thank God that I didn't fall into that, right? But also I know that it doesn't make me special that I didn't fall into it. It's just because I was like, I'm scared.
It can happen to anyone.
I'm scared. It could happen to anyone.
Yeah.
It could happen to anyone because it's everywhere, right? And you say yes and you really like it. God forbid you like it. If you like it, you're good. Like, you'll have it whenever you want to have it because it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
So it's like, then you have a problem, and it's like, okay, this is ruining my life. Either I clean up, I sober up, and I can, like you said, actualize my full potential, or I'm going to deal with this for the rest of my life. Because guess what? It's always going to be there.
Yeah, and it gets less cute. Like when you're 22 and you're an alcoholic, people are like, she's 22. But then when you get older, you're like, this is not going to be cute in 5 years.
No.
This is going to look really bad. Like I had enough foresight to be like, ooh, I could see myself at 40 and just being a total fucking loser.
Imagine.
And I was like, I get, because I used to be like, oh, I'll get it together. And then I'll be able to continue to drink. And I'm just like young and it's just too much. And then I got to a point where I'm like, no. I will never have a healthy relationship with alcohol. It's never going to happen. When I'm 40, 50, 60, I promise you. I promise if I were to drink right, I would drink the whole bottle. Like, that is how I am. It's just how I am.
What do you think you were, why? Why? Why is it that, like, you see the bottle, you're going to drink it all? Like, what is going on?
For me specifically, I had such a toxic childhood and family environment that I had a very dysregulated nervous system. So I would use drugs and alcohol to calm the incredibly uncomfortable physical feeling that I would get in my body.
Oh, wow.
That was just like kind of like a fight or flight thing that I just lived in a constant state of that. So alcohol and drugs like helped kind of like subside those nerves instead of like having to do the hard work of actually like regulating my nervous system. And then alcohol also is a good substitute for community.
Really?
So they did actually a study where they put rats in a cage individually, and they gave the rats cocaine water. And the rats obviously got addicted to the cocaine water. But then they would take those same cocaine-addicted rats, and they would put them in this big enclosure that they called Rat Park. And it had like, you know, all these rats could have as much sex as they wanted. They had all the food they could ever want. They had all the cheese they could ever want. They just like partied and like, you know, they just hung out and like did fun rat stuff. And like they had like a big community.
Yeah.
The rats were no longer interested in the cocaine water.
Yeah.
So community literally is an antidote for a lot of these addictive tendencies.
Yeah.
So for me, I lacked community and I had an incredibly dysregulated nervous system. And I think that since that was the entire like beginning of my life, I think it's so ingrained in me that that's not something I'll ever like heal or grow out of. And I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? I think that you can channel these things in a productive way.
Yeah.
Like that's still the way my brain worked. That's the way my brain was wired. Okay. During the most like malleable points of my life. And I can channel that into things that are productive, into being like my unhinged self on TikTok, you know, like I was like, I can't get sober. It's going to dim my sparkle. And then I watch my TikToks and I'm like, you're the same fucking person.
No, like
I just don't feel guilt about it anymore.
Such a light.
Oh,
Seriously,
thank you.
You truly are. You're so brilliant. You're so smart. You're so passionate about what you do and what you say. And I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you because you getting sober, you choosing yourself, you choosing to grow, you choosing to actualize your potential has brought us together. And you have brought me, oh my God, you have changed the way that I think and the way that I do things, right? And the way that I show up for myself. And that's just through, you know, our relationship. But like, imagine your followers who get to watch every single one of your videos and like are so committed. You know what I mean? You've changed so many people. And it really starts with your decision to choose yourself, right? To change yourself. And now look at what you've done.
It's crazy.
So crazy.
Like this was the best case scenario. So I'm really grateful. But that's why I said what I said earlier of like, you know, the community that I've just built on TikTok since like losing it's crazy. I'm just really, really grateful. So as much as I can be sad about getting backlash online or anything, I'm like, I think it's good to keep perspective. I think perspective is very important.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say that having your account has changed, like just your sense of self or like community, or have you made a lot of relationships that way?
So I actually started, you know, I dipped my toes on social media through Rich Little Broke Girls. which is my podcast. It's like a new media platform, and we have a community. And so we run these community events in New York, LA, and London. And that's really how we started, right? So we had this podcast, but then we would run these events almost like every other month. And I would go to London, I would do a wine night, then I would go to LA and I would do like a 3-day girls weekend. And so we were running these events in the hopes of building community, right? Bringing women together to define their womanhood, bringing women together to navigate this never-ending process of figuring it out, right? Because, you know, for us, it's like we have to figure out, or we feel the pressure to figure out such big decisions at such a young age. What are you going to do? When are you going to get married? Who are you going to get married to? All of that before I'm 30? Like, that's insane. Kids, didn't even mention kids.
Yeah.
Do you want kids? When are you going to have kids? When are you going to get married? You know what I mean? It's so much pressure. And so I wanted to create community around those conversations, right? Around that splinter era, around the, do I get a boyfriend or a business plan, right? And so I've been able to build IRL community, which is incredible, but starting, you know, my journey, my personal brand, right? My own personal TikTok and posting more on my own personal Instagram account, that has allowed me to reach way more women than I, you know, could have ever reached, you know, running events and just through the podcast alone. And I will say that it has brought me so many people. It's allowed me to attract people into my real life, which is beautiful, right? Like, you and I were brought together through both of our presences online. Like, the amount of business partners and the amount of mentors and the amount of friends that I have attracted just by stepping into my light is unmatched. Like, that would have never happened if, you know, I didn't put myself out there, if I didn't decide to build in public, if I didn't decide to action, if I didn't decide, you know what, I want to build community, I want to share my ideas, I want to support women as they define their womanhood, like, I want to do these things and actually doing them, I would have never attracted the best parts of me, which are the people that I've met along the way. And I think that just speaks to being in alignment with who you are, right? It speaks to standing in your light and not dimming your light, right? It speaks to trusting your voice. It speaks to just doing the damn thing, just executing. Don't think about it too much. Think about it, but don't think about it too much.
Not too much.
Not too much.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Take it from us. Think about it just a little bit. But not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah.
And so it's just been such an incredible journey. And I just feel like anyone listening, oh my God, the internet is so powerful.
It's a beautiful place sometimes.
It is. And like, when you choose to just focus on the good parts, it is so damn
Perspective
good.
is everything.
It is so damn good.
It is.
Like, when I see like my girlfriends online, just like, this is the lip gloss that I'm wearing and this is my outfit, and seeing them create a living off of that is so beautiful.
Yep.
Like, seeing women pay their bills just by sharing, you know, this is my favorite lip gloss.
Yep.
And I really like that. Or like, I know you guys like my outfit. This is where I got it from. Because I think we often forget that's what girls do. We literally will go up to another woman that's walking on the street and be like, oh my God, I love your shoes. Who made them? Oh my God, that bag. You have to tell me where you got your bag from. That's what women do.
Yes.
And so the fact that now we are able to earn a living just like sharing little tidbits
without
is
a
powerful.
gatekeeper.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can express ourselves. Like, even like with what I do or what you do, like, there's no gatekeeper that's going to filter out the things that we're sharing or expressing.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal. And women can get wealthy off of this.
Yeah.
You know, without some kind of like male producer being weird or like, you know, all these different gatekeepers that used to hold these industries.
Yep.
We can totally bypass that. So I think that like the long-term implications of that is like huge. I think it's a really important space for women.
It's so important for women because women are, I mean, the majority of creators are women, no? And so it's just, look at what we're doing for ourselves just by tapping into this collective community, right? There's so many women, and women have such purchasing power, right? We're the biggest consumers.
We control the economy. We
Yeah.
can.
We absolutely can. And so I think it's just beautiful. And I'm so happy for everyone. I'm like, get your bag. And I'm the girl. I'm the girl that's like, are you signed? Do you have an agent?
Oh,
Do you know what your rates are? Like, go get
That's an actual
signed.
girl's girl. Like,
No, seriously.
you literally, like, you have been so just gracious and helpful with me and everything. And like, I look up to you so much and admire you so much and everything that you do. And I think that if any woman has any kind of entrepreneurial goals, they need to follow you.
Oh.
Like, that's really what I think of when I think of you as like entrepreneur.
Oh my God, thank you.
Which I love to see. I think it's not a competition, but you are so like, there's just areas that you are like far exceed me in. And that's why I love being around people like that. I love being around people who are good at things that I'm not, who like compliment me. And I love being around women who are ambitious and entrepreneurial because we just, that full stop, that's what we need in the world.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I think for you, what you do for me, you're so goddamn smart. I am obsessed with smart people. I am obsessed with people that can stream thoughts together in such an eloquent way. And that is what you do. Your ability to make sense out of things that so many of us are still like scratching our heads at is like incomparable, to be quite frank, right? And I love your mind truly. And I am the type of person, like, I want to see smart women win, right? I'm like, no. Like, are you making money? Right? Like, is this a business?
See,
like, how are you gonna make the money?
Yeah.
Like, so okay, what are little things that we could do so that you can attract the money? Because the money's there. You just have to go out and get it. Right? Like, you just have to turn on the faucet and get your cup and put it under the faucet. You know what I mean? And so while I think it's incredible to like build these audiences online, I think at some point you need to sit with yourself and say, okay, how am I monetizing? And if I'm not monetizing, and if I don't need to monetize, how is this breadcrumbing me to my other goals, right? So like, if you want a television show one day, how are you planting the seed for the television show, right? If you want a book deal one day, how are you planting the seed for the book deal? If you want to, start a business, maybe you want to sell clothes, or maybe you want to figure out women's health, like, how are you planting the seed for that thing through your audience, through your content? I think that's also very important as well, because like, content and the internet, it is the vehicle to get you where you want to go, right? Even if you're a corporate girly and you want to be the CMO of Netflix one day, how can your content position you to attract that job?
Yeah.
How can your content be in alignment with your goals? And I think it's very important to think about it through that lens. Yes, build the audience because the numbers do matter, but also make sure that the audience is a driver in helping you get to where you want to go. So just being very clear on that and strategic about that, because I mean, if you want to willy-nilly all day, you can willy-nilly all day. You could talk from your bed all day. But if you want to get places, it's going to take some strategy to get there.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And that's why I appreciate you so much, because I'd be willy-nilly sometimes. And I'm kind of...
I'm just having a time.
I'm like, I'm like, you can make money off this? I had no idea.
You can make money.
So I just love your brain. I appreciate so much the way that you are. And I wish that the audience could hear our conversations
behind closed
doors, because they are fabulous.
Yeah.
And you are fabulous.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you coming on and being a guest.
This is incredible. I hope you invite me back, because
as much as I can have you.
And you need to come back on Rich Little Broke Girls.
And as much as you'll have me.
Our episode, honey.
Listen to Rich Little Broke Girls. It is so good. We did an episode. I listened to it this morning before I saw you. And I was like,
good.
We ate with
you
that.
Ate.
Like, it was so good.
Okay, we're going to do another one.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I love you.
I'm so down.
For having me.
I love you too. Thank you for being on. Bye, guys.